Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unlocking the highly engineered secrets behind an invisible force that literally runs our entire modern world. From the simple click of a fridge door closing all the way to giant machines that can see right through the human body, we are looking at the invisible miracle of magnets. Okay, let's dive right into this. Consider this for just a second. Have you ever actually stopped to think about what exactly is happening when a small magnet snaps onto your fridge? There's no battery, there are no wires, there's absolutely no fuel. Yet it has this incredible invisible power to just pull metal toward it, seemingly out of thin air. But it's not just about holding up your grocery list. This exact same fundamental force, when it's scaled up and heavily engineered, is literally what levitates massive maglev trains completely off their tracks, rocketing them at over 600 kilometers per hour. So what is it? Is it hidden energy? An illusion? Let's figure out how this actually works. To really understand how we harness this power today, we've got to look back at how our understanding evolved. So picture this, around 2,500 years ago, in a place called Magnesia in ancient Greece, people stumbled upon lodestone. It's a naturally occurring mineral called magnetite. And legend has it, a Greek shepherd named Magnus was just out for a casual walk when the iron nails in his shoes literally stuck to the ground. Talk about a serious trip hazard. To the ancients, obviously, this was pure magic. Then, jump ahead to between 200 and 100 BC. The Chinese civilization recognized its practical power and created this spoon-shaped lodestone that consistently pointed north and south. This was the world's very first navigation compass, and it completely revolutionized ocean travel forever. But the real shift, the jump from magic to hard science, that happened in the 1600s. That's when English scientist William Gilbert proved that the Earth itself is a giant magnet. And that, it turns out, is exactly why that compass needle aligns the way it does. So to bridge that gap from ancient magic to modern physics, we have to look inside. Like, how exactly does a magnet work? Well, inside every magnet are billions of microscopic regions called magnetic domains. You can kind of think of them as tiny atomic mini-magnets. Ultimately, magnetism is just the result of electron movement in atomic alignment. See, every single electron has a tiny magnetic moment. In a normal piece of iron, these domains point in all different, totally random directions, so their tiny magnetic forces just cancel each other out. But here's the kicker. When these billions of microscopic domains are forced to align in the exact same direction, their individual forces combined. And boom, the entire material becomes a powerful unified magnet. So the crucial point is, why does a magnet stick to your fridge, but completely ignore your wooden cabinets or a plastic cup? Well, it all comes down to atomic behavior. Only specific materials, known as ferromagnetic materials, we're talking iron, nickel, and cobalt, have atomic domains that can be easily influenced and aligned by a magnetic field. On the other hand, non-magnetic materials like wood, plastic, gold, or even aluminum, they just have completely different atomic structures. Their electrons just do not behave in a way that allows for this unified alignment. And simply put, no alignment, no magnetic attraction. Which brings us to Section 1, the Factory Forge, where we look at engineering supermagnets. We've obviously moved way beyond those natural lodestones. Today, human mastery over this invisible force requires some truly extreme engineering. We are talking about modern rare earth magnets, specifically neodymium iron boron magnets. These things are so incredibly powerful they can hold hundreds of times their own weight. To create these, we literally have to manipulate matter on an atomic level using extreme heat and intense pressure. So here's the exact recipe for manufacturing these modern rare earth marvels. I want you to just imagine the intense, blinding heat of an industrial induction furnace for a second. First, raw elements of neodymium, iron, and boron are mixed in precise ratios and melted down at extreme temperatures. Then, this molten alloy is rapidly cooled to form a highly specific crystal structure, and it's crushed into a microscopic, super fine powder. But here's the trick. That powder, it isn't even magnetic yet. Its atoms are totally random. So step 3 is absolutely critical: magnetic alignment. The powder is placed in a mold and just blasted with a massive external magnetic field, forcing billions of those atomic domains to instantly point in the exact same direction. After that, it undergoes sintering. That means it's compressed under high pressure and heated just enough to bond the particles into a solid, dense structure without actually melting them completely. Now, what's really interesting about this final step is the protective coating. You'd probably think these ultra-powerful objects are basically indestructible, right? But in reality, neodymium supermagnets are incredibly brittle. Because of how they're structurally bonded during that sintering process we just talked about, they're physically quite fragile. In fact, if two large supermagnets snap together from a distance, they will actually shatter and explode like glass. No way, right? So to prevent this and to stop them from corroding, they have to be coated in layers of nickel, zinc, or epoxy. They're this amazing paradox, immensely strong in their invisible pull, but physically, very, very delicate. Let's quickly categorize the magnets we actually use today. Basically, there are three distinct types. First up, permanent magnets. These are like the ones on your fridge or those neodymium supermagnets. They retain their magnetic field long-term. Second, we have temporary magnets. These only become magnetized when they're placed inside another magnetic field, and they're often used in specific industrial tools. But the third category? That's where human innovation truly exploded, the electromagnet. By running an electric current through a wire coil, especially if it has an iron core, we create a massive, controllable magnetic field. You turn the power on, and you've got a magnet capable of lifting a multi-ton car at a scrapyard. You turn the power off, and it instantly drops the car. Electromagnets absolutely represent our most powerful technological leap. And that leap, well, it was born from a truly monumental scientific breakthrough. Back in the 1820s, scientists Hans Christian Ørsted and Michael Faraday discovered something huge. Electricity and magnetism are fundamentally just two sides of the exact same coin. First, Ørsted found that an electric current creates a magnetic field, and then Faraday proved the reverse. A moving magnet can actually generate electricity. I mean, this single realization completely changed the course of human history. It's the absolute foundation of the modern electric motor and the generator. Literally, because of this link, your ceiling fan spins, your electric vehicle runs, and massive wind turbines generate power for our modern cities. It's the whole shebang. And this brilliantly illustrates just how far we've pushed this technology. Look no further than modern maglev, or magnetic levitation trains. We are talking speeds greater than 600 kilometers per hour. By using incredibly advanced magnets, these massive trains don't even touch the tracks. Because the same magnetic poles repel each other, it pushes the massive train upward into the air, levitating it, while other magnets propel it forward. This means the physical friction is pretty much zero. It's just an amazing testament to how an invisible force of nature has been harnessed to totally redefine human transportation. But we've moved completely beyond just picking up scrap metal or moving trains. Magnetism has evolved into a literal, life-saving medical marvel. Think about magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI machines. They rely on superconducting electromagnets. And get this, these machines generate a magnetic field that is literally thousands of times stronger than the magnetic field of the Earth itself. By safely manipulating the magnetic properties of the tiny atoms inside our own bodies, these machines allow doctors to see incredibly detailed images of human tissue, all without making a single surgical incision. However, having these microscopic marvels in our homes and hospitals does come with incredibly high stakes. We really need to be clear about the real-world risks of supermagnets. Because of their immense strength, even a slight miscalculation can result in a severe pinch hazard. I mean, two supermagnets snapping together can easily crush fingers or cause really serious injury. Furthermore, they pose a deadly swallowing risk. If a small child swallows more than one, those magnets can actually attract each other across intestinal walls, which can cause fatal damage. They also cause destructive interference with life-saving medical devices, like pacemakers. And if you place them near certain electronics, they can completely wipe out hard drives and destroy critical data. So yes, they are incredibly powerful tools, but they absolutely demand very careful handling. It's a lot to take in when you really step back and think about it. An invisible force that ancient people stared at in absolute awe, genuinely believing it was pure magic, is now the very backbone of our modern world. From the first simple compass that guided ships across terrifying oceans, all the way to the quantum physics and advanced engineering that powers our computing and transportation today. So the question I'll leave you with is this. If we've gone from a magical rock in ancient Greece to frictionless bullet trains and machines that can literally see through skin, what unimaginable technology will this invisible miracle power next? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did. See you next time.